You know, the United States of America was the greatest country before Trump, and it's the greatest country now after Trump. The white supremacists want to go back. They want to go back to the days when it was legal to own slaves.
You are about to be entertained by the ape, the young man who has become a legend of his own time. You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
And you know that. Welcome, everybody. It's the. I know my background is not back in my ground right now, but anyway, welcome, everybody. It's about 10 minutes after 7 p.m. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program coming to you live from New York metropolitan area. It's hard for me here. I got this new stuff going on and a new mic and all of this stuff, and it's not easy for I'm trying to get used to this stuff. So I'm so used to the. I guess I can push it down a little bit. Yeah, I'm so used to what I'm used to, but now I'm doing something else. Anyway, welcome everybody. It's April the 10th already. You only got 5 days left. If you're looking to do those taxes, you got about 5 days left. The clock is definitely ticking. If you think it don't matter, believe me, it does matter. Anyway, everybody, it's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio Show. And if you can't handle the truth, you don't need to be here with me. So shout out to my peoples on Facebook. I heard the TikTok is getting ready to go. Somebody was telling me that today. The TikTok is going to be leaving us. So I know a lot of y'all out there is highly upset that TikTok is not going to be around because some of y'all is just really so into social media that you're so into it you can't get out of it. That's better. Okay, anyway, everybody, it's 13 minutes past the hour of 7 p.m. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program coming to you live from the New York metropolitan area. It's so lots going on. What happened with the Dow Jones today? You can comment me or you can send me a comment or actually you send me a comment from anywhere: Facebook, YouTube, the Ron Kelly Show YouTube page, Facebook, LinkedIn. You can send me a text. A message from anywhere. You like me, you hate me. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. Anyway, everybody, it's So it's another week almost that we're trying to get through with the Trump nonsense. And but I just want to divert from that for a second. And I was talking to somebody earlier this week. Also, I need to let you know the Ron Kelly Show is sponsored in part by Amica and Porterfield Transportation. We'll get to that a little bit later. But now, I was talking to somebody earlier this week. And I talked to a lot of people. A lot of people talk to me. And this person was telling me that somebody that they were dating got a tattoo of their name. So a guy got a tattoo of a woman's name. A guy got a tattoo of a woman's name who he was dating, not married, not his mama, which, I got a tattoo of my mama on my left arm. But, so, and I'm like, who does that? Who does that? What man would have put a tattoo? And, you guys, those of you who are familiar with the Ron Kelly Show know I don't usually talk about this kind of stuff. But I'm trying to get used to this microphone. And so who does that? What man is going to put a woman's tattoo who he's just dating and not married to? I'm like, come on, you're the most whooshiest. You see, and she, because I put it on TikTok. You can check me out too on my TikTok, the Ron Kelly Show on TikTok. And I put it out there that women, nice guys really do finish last. I know I got to get better lighting. I can hardly see myself. But nice guys really do finish last. They do. Because women don't want nice guys. They want dudes with the record. who just got away from the police, because guess what? Because nice guys are boring to women. Nice guys are boring. Yes, they are. Because they're going to do everything you say do. You don't have to, there's no challenge. There's no challenge with the nice guys because he's going to do whatever you say do. He's going to be kind of like a lap dog, like a puppy. And there's no challenge. See, because you got to say no sometime. You got to say no. You got to assert your authority with these women, especially now, and especially with black women. You got to assert your authority. Otherwise, they will run over you like one of them things, like a steamroller. The same thing they used to flatten the tar when they repaving the roads and highways. They'll do the same thing. Oh, what's up, my brother Ronald McCready, who I haven't seen in a minute. My brother from another mother. How you doing, my brother? Good to see you here on the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. Great to see you, my brother. So yeah, so women, most women, I'll say, or a majority of women want the bad guy. They don't want the good guy. They want the bad guy. Because the individual I was talking to, the story that I heard anyway, I'll just say that the guy was asked, he said, hey, can I would you mind if I put a tattoo? What a wimp. What a wussy. Yeah, bro. No, not at all, my brother. Not at all. Yeah, I did notice that you weren't around, but not at all, my brother. You've been a steady contributor to the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. So no, not at all. No apology needed, my brother. So yeah, so my point is like, y'all know, Ronald McCready and some of the other people who listen to the Ron Kelly show know that I don't necessarily talk about this kind of stuff. But you're gonna put a tattoo of you're the wussiest, you're the wussiest marshmallow if you're gonna put a tattoo of a woman on you. And I love you too, my brother. I love you too. I love you more. And Lamont Gates and the rest of you guys who listen to the Ron Kelly show, appreciate all of you. Appreciate you. Thank you, brother. Yeah, so you're the biggest wussiest wuss. I know that whoever did that is not listening to this program, but I mean, come on now. Come on, brother. Come on. You're going to put a tattoo of a woman who's you're dating, who's not even your wife, put the tattoo on you. Now, what happens when you break up? What you going to do with that tattoo? You're going to spend the rest of your life, unless you get it removed or have it rearranged by somebody, you're going to spend the rest of your life explaining why you're tattooed, explaining who is that? That's what you're going to hear. Who is that? For the rest of your life, unless you, because I tell you, because I did it. I was married, but I did it with my wife. I didn't do it with some random chick. I did it with my wife, and when I got divorced, I mean, I didn't have it removed, but I was able to turn it into something else, But that was with my wife. It wasn't with my girlfriend or some chick I was seeing or whatever. No. Come on, brother. 20 minutes past the hour, the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, sponsored in part by American Port of Fuel Transportation for 100 years. No, for 40 since 1980. American Port of Fuel Transportation has been your source, your reliable source to get you to and from your destination. I'll get into that a little bit later on in the program when I take a break. But anyway, it's 10 minutes past the hour. So I sort of step and fetch it, Trump supporters, black folks. and somebody please explain to me, because I'm pretty good at analyzing things. I'm a pretty analytical guy. I'm pretty good at picking up on stuff. But somebody please explain to me why one black person, never mind the hundreds of thousands that voted for this clown, please explain to me why one black person just one would want to vote for Donald Trump. I mean, I wasn't the biggest Kamala Harris fan either, but I would have took her over Trump any day. You know, look at your 401k lately. I've been looking at mine, and it's been shrinking. So if you got a 401k, you have to understand that you're losing money. This is the Trump that said, you know, going to make America great again, my big, beautiful bill. And, you know, this is the guy who promised that he was going to take care of everything. You know, and I have more than one 401k. And I'm not rich by any standard. But come on. I look at my 401k, I'm losing money on both of them. I'm losing money. You know, this is the same Donald Trump who said he was going to do everything. He was going to, you know. And I don't know if y'all have seen the step it, fetch it black folks, the the overseers. They were the ones who the master hired to look over the other Negroes. Absolutely, my brother. Yeah. So, yeah, they're in the White House, and there's mostly black people in this room. You know, yeah. We at the White House. I mean, you couldn't have looked more stupid, brother. Whoever that was, you couldn't have looked more stupid. And I don't understand how any black person could have voted for Donald Trump. Somebody need to explain to me what happened. They had to vote for Donald Trump. What happened? Why in the world did you think he was going to get a check? You ain't get no check. You're going to be writing checks. You think that because he fired most of the IRS people that that's going to save you if you got tax file? No, it's not. No, it's not. Anyway, it's. I'm going to push my break back a little bit because I started a little late. I need a new computer. So I'm going to do a. What's the name? I'm going to do a crowd strike or something, or with the other thing that get y'all to buy me a new computer. Anyway, everybody, it's 13 minutes past out. You know, we'll take the break now. We'll take a break and we'll come back with more of this program. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio Show. And it's on blogtalkradio.com, the RonKellyShow.com, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and TikTok. Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
Alrighty then, we are back, everybody, and need to let you know that the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program is being sponsored in part by American Porter Free Transportation since 1980. Can you imagine that? Just a few weeks before I was born. 19 since 1980, American Porterfield Transportation has been providing you safe and reliable transportation. Imagine that for 45 years. I mean, it's just unconscionable. 45 years, American Porterfield has been in business providing safe, reliable transportation to and from your destinations. If you got whatever it is, a school district, family reunion, trips to casinos, medical, you name it, American Porterfield can handle it. The community located in Plainfield, New Jersey, but that doesn't mean that they can't come to your neck of the woods and serve you. So give them a call, 908-753-6423, 908-753-6423. You can email them, because I know a lot of y'all have to email. Now you can email them, amaker.porterfield@verizon.net. That's amaker.porterfield. amaker.porterfield@verizon.net. All right, everybody, back to the program. It's 16 minutes past the hour. My break was a little bit early. And I need to also let you know that the views and opinions expressed here are exclusively those of myself and R. Kelly Media Enterprises, LLC, and are not those of my advertisers, my support team, or anybody that has anything to do with the Ron Kelly Show. If anything, you want to come at me, you can come at me. Don't go after anybody else. Now, I'm careful of what I say anyway. But anyway, everybody, it's 17 minutes past the hour. So, yeah, so if you got a 401k, you're losing money. You're losing money. I know I am. And I didn't vote for Trump. But you black folks that voted for, look at the chaos that you voted for. Look at the chaos. I mean, look at it. You got people being deported to American citizens just as I don't like you. I mean, look at what's going on. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable what's happening. Okay, well, it's just frozen. Okay, yeah. So let me look at the comments here. Ronald McCready, my brother, says, did you see how he treated Omarosa, used her, and then kicked her to the curb? Yeah. People didn't learn from that. I did. I don't touch Donald Trump and the words come out of his mouth. You can't. You can't. But you see, in a way, Ronald McCready, you can trust him to be authentic. That you can trust. Because Donald Trump, if nothing else, he's authentic. Okay? And I don't mean that in a good way. What I mean is that everybody knew who they were voting for. Everybody knew who they were voting for. You knew you were voting for somebody who was a convicted felon. You knew you was voting for somebody who was convicted of sexual molestation and all this type of stuff. Somebody who had got 3 baby mamas, somebody who's been bankrupt 6 times. You knew who you were voting for. And that's the part I don't understand. Like, you knew who this person was and you still voted for him. So Donald Trump doing the things he does is not a big surprise. It's not a surprise because, I mean, you knew who he was. But now the things he's doing is kind of a surprise, with the tariffs. How many thousands of points has the stock market dropped? The stock market dropping, unemployment is up. More people are going to the unemployment office thanks to Donald Trump. I mean, and then you got the step and fetch it Negroes. Yeah. You know what? I got to start downloading video. I got to bring y'all a better show. I'm going to start downloading the video because this is something that you need to see. The step and fetch it, turncoat, traitorous Negroes in the White House. Yeah, we in the White House. Yeah, Donald J. Trump. Yeah, I'm like, you could not be a bigger fool if you tried. You couldn't be a bigger fool. Just unbelievable. Just completely unbelievable. These Negroes on Facebook. We in the White House. We in the White House, y'all. So stupid. And then look what happened. Look at the cabinet. See any black folks? Donald Trump has got his own DEI, program going on, but it's in reverse. It's in reverse. Because look what happened. Look at the clown ass Negroes who voted for Trump. the clowns who voted for Trump. You know, and look at Tim Scott kissing Trump's ass. Senator Tim Scott from, I think it's South Carolina, Tim Scott, the Trump suck up, the Uncle Tom, Tim Scott, the biggest Uncle Tom in America, Tim Scott. Kissing Trump's ass. Yes, sir, massa. Yes. Yes, sir, massa. I was gonna campaign with you, massa. I want you back in the White House, massa. Biggest fool ass clown never seen in your life. Makes me sick every time I see him on TV. I feel like I want to throw up. And then shout out to Albert Vega, my brother. Appreciate you, love you, man. I'm gonna put your comment up in a second. So Trump, you know, and so look what happened. Look at the cabinet. Look at the Trump cabinet. See any black folks? No. Not one. I think that he might have person of color, who, you know, he tosses them a bone and he gives them housing and urban development. You can't mess that up because it's not a job. It's just nothing. Biden had a black man, first black defense secretary. Black man. You know, I mean, you don't see no black folks. Only black folks I've seen was the Stephen Fetchit, Jim Crow looking Negroes, Tim Scott, that congressman from Florida, you know, prepping, you know, pumping Trump up, pressing, I'm just going crazy. How could you do that? Yeah, Ronald McCready. There's always one. That's right. There's always one. My brother Albert Vega says, "My brother, love you, man. What about all the Spanish?" Yeah, I was getting to you, brother. I was getting to that. All the Spanish folks, people from other countries voted for him, and now he's sending them back to the country. And a lot of these people, Albert Vega, are citizens. A mother and daughter sent back to Venezuela who were citizens. You have the college student who they're holding in Louisiana, who they want to kick out of the country, who's a legitimate citizen. You know, see, this is all back to I told you. I told y'all, I tried to warn you about Trump and his nonsense, but a lot of y'all didn't listen. You voted for him anyway. Now, black folks don't have no excuse. But see, now, in the Spanish community, now, from what I understand, what I've been told, the woman is supposed to be in the household. From what I understand. You know, there were men who didn't vote for Trump, Hispanic men who didn't vote for Kamala Harris because she was a woman. From what I understand, that's what I've been told. They didn't vote for her because she was a woman. And in the Hispanic household, the woman does not make any major decisions. Albert Vega, maybe you could hit me up, on the message board on that. From what I understand, the Hispanic woman in the household does laundry and washes dishes and keeps kids, sends them to school or whatever. And the women, Spanish or Hispanic men would never send a woman to the White House. A Spanish man or a Hispanic man does not trust women enough to send one to the White House to make them kind of decisions. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Now, maybe somebody who's Albert Vega, my brother, maybe you can comment on that if you can. Please help me out here because I'm slowly burying myself. But Ronald McCready says there's always one. Albert Vega says they think it wasn't going to affect him. Now, yeah, just like the people who voted for Trump, not the MAGAs, and you don't see that many red hats out there now. You don't see all them red MAGA hats. You don't see that because I gotta get myself together here. Yeah, you don't see the MAGA hats. The MAGA people are pissed off too. Because the MAGA folks were government employees. The MAGA folks worked for the IRS, the Department of Health and Human Services, and the U.S. aid for developing countries. And they got caught up in the meat grinder too. Albert Vegas is not good for them. Yeah, Albert Vega, my brother. Appreciate you, man. Albert Vega, DJ Tiny, man. Check him out. Check him out. If you're local in the New York metropolitan area, I believe that Albert is still doing his thing on the Wheels of Steel. So check him out, Albert Vega, DJ Tiny. Check him out if you're in the local New York, New Jersey metropolitan area and you need a DJ. Hit him up. If he's available, I'm pretty sure he'll see to your needs. Okay, everybody. Anyway, it's 27 minutes past the hour. So yeah. So I just don't get it. And Hispanic men, and I don't have the numbers, but the combination of Hispanics and blacks is what pushed Trump over the top. But now because I watched the election results from 3 or 4 hours, because I got to be, I need to be on point when I talk to you guys. And from the very beginning, it looked like Kamala Harris was going to lose. From the beginning, I think she had Vermont. And Trump was just racking up state after state after state. So it didn't look like she was going to win from the very beginning. Didn't look like she was going to win. She looked lost, And then she did the same thing that Hillary Clinton did. Hillary Clinton didn't come out on election night and say, oh, well, I lost. And Kamala Harris did the same thing. Stayed home, didn't come out and address the 70 plus million people who voted for her. I guess it's a woman thing. Maybe that's why the Hispanic men don't want a black, don't want a Hispanic, don't want not even Hispanic or black, but don't want a woman, period, in the White House. It's 28 minutes past the hour. No, it's not actually. It's 21 minutes before the hour. We started a little late today here on the Ron Kelly Show. I have some new equipment now. I got to get a new computer and some other stuff. So I'm gonna start a GoFundMe page. Let me hit me off with a little something. No, I got it. But anyway, appreciate you, Ronald McCready, man. That's a beautiful thing, brother, for you to tell me that. Because this is a passion. This is not a hobby. This is a passion. One day the Ron Kelly Show is gonna take off. And I got you and a few other folks to thank for your continued support. So, what? So it's you got you. I don't think anybody expected all of this. I don't think people for Trump expected this. I really don't think so. I think that they, were fed up with the Democrats, and so was I. Fed up with the Democrats. I was fed up with the Democrats too. But it was no reason for me to vote for Trump, though. It was no reason for me to vote for Trump. Now, some of y'all know I be doing my podcast at this time, and you want to call me anyway. Okay. Yeah. So it's not one black person in the. I believe. Let me see. I believe that the for the HUD, there's a black person. Yeah, one black person. Somebody named Scott Turner is the HUD secretary, Housing and Urban Development. I mean, come on, who the F? How and see, Dr. Ben Carson in Trump's first term, 2016 to 2020, when he lost, Dr. Ben Carson, a brain surgeon, was the HUD secretary. So that's the designated black cabinet job. Secretary, HUD secretary. See, because Trump doesn't believe that black folks have the mentality to be a defense secretary or a head of national intelligence, a CIA director, an FBI director. Trump would never put a black person in those roles because in his heart, he doesn't believe that we could perform those duties. That's why he gives us something simple like HUD. I could be the HUD secretary, and I'm probably smarter than this Scott Turner. But it doesn't take a brain surgeon to be a HUD secretary because there's nothing to it. How often do you hear from the HUD secretary? How often do you hear from the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development? Hardly ever. That's a token job. Because a black person is not going to be head of Homeland Security, the border czar, although he did put a black lady, I was just reading that yesterday, he put a black lady in charge of, she's the pardon czar, a black woman who Trump pardoned. Who Trump pardoned. And he put her in charge of deciding who gets pardoned, which I thought that was cool. But see, with Trump, so what? She helps decide who gets pardoned. See, because Trump is going to throw you a bone, black folks. Trump is going to throw you a bone, but there's no meat on it. He's going to throw you a bone. He threw us a bone with this guy, this brother, who's a HUD secretary. I might have said no thanks. Because the HUD secretary does absolutely nothing. The HUD secretary, the agriculture secretary, I mean, what do they do? What do they do? If war breaks out, you're going to call the agriculture secretary is probably the agriculture secretary is probably going to be the designated survivor. Now, y'all remember that TV show Designated Survivor, where they put one person on the side who would take over the presidential duties if something happened at the Joint Chiefs, at the joint session of Congress that the president does every year. So the agriculture secretary will be the designated survivor in case somebody blew up the Capitol building while Trump and everybody else was in there. Just unbelievable. Yeah. Okay, everybody. It's we're 35 minutes to the program. We'll take a break and we'll come back with more of my nonsense. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program coming to you live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and sometimes TikTok. What are we doing today? I'm just all thumbs today. I'm like all thumbs. Like, like my hands are not working. I'm just screwing up the whole show. But anyway, everybody, thanks for sticking in with it, brother. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, and it's on the archives are everywhere. blogtalkradio.com, the RonKellyShow.com, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. These are all over the place for you right here on the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. And it's 12 minutes before the hour. I must have lost about 10 minutes on the program. Anyway, everybody, welcome back. Shout out to all my peeps who check me out every week on the Ron Kelly Talk Radio Show. Albert Vega, Ronald McCready, just to name a few. Lamont Gates, I haven't seen in a while, so I'm going to stop repping his show. Heck with him. Anyway, it's we're just about 40 minutes into the program. So no black folks. One black person housing and urban development who, now if you want to close something, you can close housing and urban development because Trump killed the Department of Education. Don't do that. You get rid of housing and urban development because he does absolutely nothing. I don't even know if he has a security detail. Oh my goodness. Anyway, everybody, back to the Ron Kelly Talk Radio Show. I talked a little bit earlier about when I talked about someone who got a tattoo. Oh, before let me stop right there. Before I go, peace be upon all the folks. The tour helicopter that crashed, man, wow. The tour helicopter that crashed into the Hudson River today. 6 people died. I'm like, wow. I don't know if the pilot, passed on, but yeah. See how stuff just happens, man. Stuff just happens. And some stuff you have no control over. Like those people who were in the helicopter had no choice. They couldn't jump out. And that's not something you think about, in a situation like that. But 6 people, peace be upon those who passed away when that helicopter crashed into the Hudson River, just a few miles away from where I'm at right now. Wow, just awful. 6 people, 3, I heard there were 3 children on board the helicopter as well. 3 children. So wow, damn. 3 adults, 3 children. One of them could have been the pilot, possibly passed on. So anyway, everybody, it's we're 40 minutes into the program. It's about 9 minutes before the hour. So I'm going to end the show when my time is up. I still have about 19 minutes left to the program. Yeah, so why would you get a tattoo of somebody, a woman, who's not your wife? Sometimes you can't even trust that. But why would you get a tattoo of someone who's not your wife? I think it's just crazy. It's crazier than being a Trump supporter. That's even worse. Oh boy. So we got a governor's race coming up here in New Jersey. I heard Ras Baraka is leading. I don't think that's true, but because you got the southern New Jersey white folks, Ras Baraka is well known in the northern New Jersey area, as the mayor of the largest city in New Jersey. But white folks down in Toms River don't know who Ras Baraka is, so he's going to have a tough job trying to convince them to vote for him. So good luck, Ras Baraka. Missed him the other night. He was at a function that I just missed. I could have got him to come on the program. But so we got that coming up. Ras Baraka is running for mayor, for governor of the state of New Jersey. He'd be the first black governor in New Jersey. So if he can convince those folks down in Colts Neck and Seaside and some of those other places where they have no idea who he is, he got a good chance. He can convince them because he's well known up here. But, you know, when it comes down to Bradley Beach, Tom's River down there in White World is going to take, you know, he's going to have to do a lot of work in order to get those folks. Because that part of the New Jersey is Republican. I mean, overall, New Jersey is a Democratic state, but that part of New Jersey is Republican down there. That's why Trump only lost New Jersey about 5 points. Because there's some hoes in this house. Anyways, it's 17 minutes before the hour. Yeah, so peace be upon those folks who just going for a helicopter ride. Nothing that should have been dangerous. You know, it's just a little helicopter ride, and the helicopter crashed. Man, what luck. Anyway, yes, it's Trump world. This is Trump world we're living in right now. You know, it's a shame. It's a shame that, you know, that so many folks fell for the banana in the tailpipe. That's what bothers me. You know, how could you allow yourself to be sucked in by Trump? How could you? It just doesn't make any sense, especially the black folks. But like I said, like Ronald McCready said, you know, there's always one. There's always one. Absolutely. You can always find a black person who's totally outside the frame, not even in the picture, you know, doing something stupid like that. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's 14 and a half minutes before the hour. I mean, well, not before the hour. It's 4 minutes before the hour. But I'm going to stay on for my entire hour right here on the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. I heard that TikTok was going to be going away. That's what I heard. I'm not sure how true that is. But I heard that TikTok was going to be going. And I'm like, wow, for real? So, yeah. No, I mean, who knows? But, you know, wow. That's something else. A lot of y'all going to be crying because some people can't live without social media. Social media is addicting, you know. So social media is addicting. You know, could you ask yourself, could you know, take a day, right? Let's say tomorrow. Don't go on social media. Don't go. See, here's somebody who's addicted to TikTok right here. Z loves it. Ronald McCready. And see, you know, social media is sexual media right now. You know, I see more coochie, more breasts, more butt cracks, more cheeks hanging out, more thongs that I've ever seen on social media right now. Not true social like Trump's thing. They probably don't do that over there. But TikTok is ridiculous. Facebook too. And then they want to censor me for because I say something that's controversial but true. And they want to censor me. But it's all right for you to show your coochie. I mean, I'm talking about the whole thing. The lips and all. So you on social media and you can see, I mean, there's some sites that are devoted to nakedness. And not that I don't mind looking at it. I'm not going to say I don't like it. But That's what social media is about right now. You know, sex. Social media is about sex. And that's mostly what you see. You know, well, I don't know, Ronald McCready, maybe they don't show you that stuff. I see it. Maybe they send it to me because they know I like sex, but no. I mean, come on. This is unbelievable. I don't know why you don't see it, Ronald McCready. I have no idea why. I see it. I see it all the time. Facebook too. Your Facebook Reels. I see it all the time. I'm shocked. Well, okay. Okay. I feel you on that one. But I mean, you know, it's all about sex on social media right now. And I see it. And I don't watch like porno on my phone or nothing like that. You know. Ronald McCready says he has never seen sex on TikTok. Unbelievable. It's just completely unbelievable. Let me take another quick break and come back and end this thing so I can go have me a cigar. Back in a moment with more. It's the Ron Kelly Show, and it's on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and blogtalkradio.com. Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
Alrighty then, it's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. It's about 10 minutes before the hour, 10 minutes before the show is over. It's 1 minute before the hour, after the hour, past the hour. And shout out to my people at American Port Fuel Transportation for 45 years. Can you imagine that? How can you not trust someone who's been doing the same thing for 45 years? How can you not? How did you not? It's just impossible. For 45 years, American Port Fuel Transportation has been your source for safe, reliable transportation all throughout the tri-state area and beyond. So if you've got a social event, if you've got a trip to a casino, a church bus ride, medical, whatever it is, American Port Fuel can handle it. Just give them a call, 908-753-6423. I think that's the right number, 908. I ain't doing them no favors if it's not. 908-753-6423, 908-753-6423. And if it's, and also you can hit him up. What is it? You can hit him up at, what happened? You can hit him up at amica.porterfield at verizon.net. That's amica.porterfield at verizon.net. It's 8 minutes before the hour. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program coming to you live on the Ron Kelly Show YouTube channel. Ron Kelly Show YouTube channel. What the heck was that? Yeah, the Ron Kelly Show YouTube channel. And once again, I need to let everybody know that the views and opinions expressed here are exclusively those of myself and R. Kelly Media Enterprises LLC, and they're not those of advertisers on my sports team. It's about almost 7 minutes before the hour. So yes, appreciate you. Appreciate everybody who made comments. Ronald McCready, Albert Vega, appreciate you guys. Ronald McCready says he's never seen sex on TikTok. What TikTok are you watching? Ronald McCready, what TikTok are you watching? Because I see it all the time. Oh, maybe because I'm like a heathen. Maybe, maybe that's why I get to see it and some of you don't. But if you don't see it, Ronald McCready, that's good. If you don't see it, good for you. You know what I'm saying? But social media is, and they talk about this stuff. They talk about this stuff when you look at the Revelations and they talk about the end of the world. Do I believe it? Not necessarily. But they talk about the end of the world. They talk about a world where it's about me, where everybody's about self-promotion. And the Facebook, YouTube, Instagram is all about me. And it says it in the Bible that, the end days are coming when people, I don't want to put a rain on your parade, but anyway, it's 5, just about 6 minutes before the hour. I mean, for the end of the program, I should say. It's 5 minutes past the hour here. And on the West Coast, the Ron Kelly Show is also heard. It's just a few minutes before 5 p.m. It's a few minutes after 5 p.m. So I believe they're like 3 hours behind us. So anyway, yeah. So 5 minutes before the hour. So yeah. So okay, Ron Kelly, if you don't see sex on TikTok, you because I see it. I see it. So if you don't, good for you. Good for you. So everybody's just hold on to your seats. You got a 401k. Like me, I have more than one. So, hold on to your hats. It's going to be a bumpy ride with this Trump nonsense. Now, they're accusing Trump because Trump can manipulate the system. Trump can manipulate the stock market just by saying something. He can manipulate the whole entire stock market, trades and trades of dollars. And there are now people who are saying that Trump manipulated the stock market. They're accusing Trump of insider trading. They're accusing Trump of insider trading for manipulating the stock market because he can say one thing and the stock market go up or down. So that's so imagine that, you buy some stocks and then you say something and it controls the market. You buy something like, let's say he bought specific stock, and then when he announced that there was going to be a 90-day pause on the tariffs, the stock market went crazy, over 2,000 points, up over 2,000 points. So Trump could have made money. It could have been insider trading. The Trump being the ultimate insider. Because all he has to do is just say something and the stock market reacts. All he has to do is say something. So it's wow, So maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe he did. Okay, we've got about 3 minutes left of the program. I want to thank everybody for checking me out. As usual, on Thursday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, it's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio Show. Check me out on TikTok. I'm going to put a show on TikTok, so you guys get ready for that, where I can talk gully like they do on TikTok, cuss and everything. R. Kelly Live on coming to TikTok. I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know what's going on. Ronald McCready, Albert Vega, thank you, brothers. Appreciate you for making my night. Everybody else who didn't say anything because they're afraid that they for whatever, married men or whatever the case may be. So we've gone through that. So so it's 8 minutes past the hour. So I'm about to get out of here. I think I'm going to go have a cigar. It's Thursday. It's the day before Friday. It's the day before the weekend. And I think I'll go have a cigar. 'Cause this is a tough job. This is a tough job. This is hard to do, especially I don't have any script in front of me. I don't have anything in front of me. I do everything from memory. So this is a hard job, but I know I make it look easy. Anyway, everybody, it's nice. I love you guys. Thank you so much for checking me out here on the Ron Kelly Talk Radio show. See you back here next week, God willing. Of course he is. Next Thursday at 7 p.m. And as I like to say, that it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And that we may not have it all together, but together we can certainly have it all. Thank you so much. I think I'm done.